So I just got done watching the X-Files revival season. I think it's called just season 10 now. And it's not as bad as I thought it would be, coming from the perspective of a longtime fan. It's not as unnecessary, I guess, and botched as I heard it was. There are. It feels rushed. It feels 6 episodes definitely felt like um, Chris Carter figured out a way to resolve 9 years of canon. And it's unfortunate that the plot does kind of sprawl that far out. That if you get into the X-Files, you have to follow it all the way to the end to know what's going on. And I think that frustrates a lot of people. They feel like, where is this going? And after 9 years and 2 movies, they kind of felt like even Chris Carter didn't know. And I knew it. I mean, and this is the major spoilers part if you don't want to know major spoilers, but I mean, from basically the movie on, or maybe like seasons 4 or 5, whatever, when they started talking about Scully's pregnancy, the DNA, the vaccine, the oil, all that stuff, I'm like, they're gonna cull the vaccine from Scully. Like somehow it's gonna be like she has the perfect combination of alien DNA and her immune system is perfect, and faith in Vigora, faith, her faith in science and supernatural and Mulder's bullshit all crossed to save the world. Like if you didn't see that coming for the whole fucking franchise, then there's no hope for you. And I was one of those people tapping my foot going like, when are they going to get to this? When are they going to get to they call the vaccine from Scully and they shoot the smoking man in the face? And so that is my struggle too. And that has one of my favorite moments in the X-Files ever. And this is all the major spoilers for people who have only watched the original show. They haven't watched season 10 like I didn't. And it's like, don't. You're missing out. You're missing out on that moment. You're missing out on that one moment that is the whole franchise is leading up to. Sorry. Is Mulder just putting a gun in the smoking man's face and going like, what is your fucking problem? Why do you do what you do? Justify yourself. Why did you do this? And stop it. And he just sits there going like, I'm not evil. You know, there's no way to stop it now. And just kind of like, he doesn't really justify himself because you kind of always suspected he's just pure evil. And someone who's pure evil would say that. He'd be like, I'm not pure evil. Don't shoot me. You know, and in spoilers again, he like pulls his face away to reveal that cancer has basically ravaged him completely. You know, and it's like, and Mulder says this great line. He's like, "If only Scully were here to see the monster you've become." You know, some moments like that were fucking great. And like when the new agent like carts Mulder's body away, and and the smoking man's like, "Tell him I said goodbye." Moments like that are like you waited the whole show for those moments. It's just for that showdown of like who's right and why is Mulder protected, as they say. They finally get to that. His seeming divine grace, why he never gets shot or, you know, Oswalded at some point. And you're just like, what the fuck, you know? And it's like, well, of course he's protected from the very tippy top, and of course it's the smoking man protecting him. You know, and they don't even touch on how he's basically his dad, right? Don't they really nail that it's probably the smoking man having an affair with his mom while, you know, the dad was also in the same syndicate or cabal or whatever the fuck? And the smoking man's kind of like, oh, well, you know, we're not so far removed, you and I. It doesn't fall far from the tree. And they're kind of doing everything except, I am your father. I'm like, that's not true. That's impossible. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm an X-Files fan. But I did watch it all in that one go, and it feels good. And oh, wait, and I know I probably shouldn't go on a tangent at the end, but I really like that episode where they meet their CIA counterparts. Einstein and... See, I can't even remember the guy's name. It wasn't the best episode in the series. It wasn't as good as Jose Chung, but it had that same vibe. It definitely had the Jose Chung from Outer Space vibe. For fans, you know what I'm fucking talking about. Where they're kind of poking fun at themselves really well. and they're saying exactly what they should say. Alright, well, I guess the point of this video is if you're like a super fan like me and you've been avoiding season 10 and maybe even the new season, don't. You know, it's one of the few successful reboots or whatever they call them now. Soft reboots that I can think of. Take care, everybody. The X-Files.